Today I'm hoping to answer a question. Who is more annoying when it comes to the TQ cult? And when I say that, I mean the real hardline members of the trans, queer and non-binary communities, because most trans people are just trying to live their lives. But the hardliners, the men who not only identify as women, but insist they actually are women and demand the rest of us ignore reality so we don't hurt their feelings. So, when it comes to the trans and non-binary, who's more irritating? Because these aren't people who are insane. They are in whatever lies beyond insanity. They're floating around in a pool of whatever that is. So let's begin with this compelling argument.
Alright, I'm ready for all the hate comments, but if you're a cisgender person and you don't want to date a trans person just because of the fact that they're trans, you're transphobic, my friend.
Once again, I object to the term cisgender, because that confused young woman, she's the exception, not the norm. For the rest of us who acknowledge our biological sex or obey the laws of reality, we are the rule, not the exception. Yet, we are meant to use whatever pronouns the TQ cult demand and validate their made-up identities so as they don't get upset, and accept that a man who says that he's a woman is a woman and can go into female spaces and compete in female sports, and if we don't, all the ists and the ism comes out and we're all TERFs and bigots. Yet apparently the rest of us don't have just the opportunity to have preferences. Can it be that I'm not dating a trans person because I prefer biological women, or real women as they're commonly known? See, as a heterosexual man, I wouldn't want to date anyone who had or used to have a penis. In a sexual encounter between two straight people, generally speaking, one dick is sufficient. And if I, a 46-year-old man, went up to a 19-year-old woman and demanded she date me and engage in sexual activity with me, lest she be a bigot and she was being ageist, would I be justified or just a creepy old pervert? I would also be nervous of dating a trans woman, living in fear that the slightest argument might upset her, and I'd return home to find that I needed a new light fitting. But maybe I'm wrong.
If a straight guy dates a trans girl, it's actually still a straight relationship. How? Well, because trans women are women, and a man dating a woman, well, that's a straight relationship.
Oh, I see. The old trans women are women argument. And if that's you, go for it, live your life. But sorry to be harsh, but they aren't, are they? We all know that trans women aren't women, and if we're being honest, they know it too, so sorry to piss on your bonfire, Chief. And that's where it gets annoying for me. The blatant lies, and I know some guys are into chicks with dicks, but let's be honest, they aren't entirely straight, are they? And of course there's nothing wrong with being gay, I'm a huge advocate for gay rights, but for any of the gay guys and bisexual guys watching, if you're looking for a male partner, are you looking for a man or a confused man who thinks he's a woman? Not only that, but when he's getting fucked up his arsehole, he thinks that makes him a straight woman. Anyway, let's move on.
I am a twink-pilled, estrogen-maxing, transgender girl boss. I love poppers, progesterone, and princess treatment. I love shopping, makeup, and one day I will get an abortion.
That gentleman is LARPing as a woman through a collection of lazy stereotypes. Shopping, princess treatment, and poppers. Poppers, that's the solvent used by homosexual men to relax the anus. And feel free to smash yourself full of as much estrogen as you like, it won't make you female. In the same way that if you fill up a rubbish skip with water, it doesn't make it a swimming pool. But the bit of that clip which I find the most vile is him saying he's going to have an abortion. Because, and I'll never know this and neither will he, I imagine that's one of the worst things a woman can go through. Yet, the fetishization by the TQ cult of not only the menstrual cycle to the point that some of these weirdos spend 1 week a month with a tampon up their arsehole, but also getting pregnant and aborting the fetus. Now, I thought little girls grew up dreaming of their wedding day, not the day when they'll walk into a clinic whilst getting spat on by Christian fundamentalists. So we've seen 3 clips of trans people. I've only got 1 clip of a non-binary person, but trust me, this is enough.
Alright, what is the non-binary version of a queen or a king? Am I a queen? Am I a keen? Am I a key? Am I a quee? Or am I just your majesty? Anyway, let me know. Hi.
That's a woman who either looks like a time-travelling butch lesbian who just arrived here from 1992, or an effeminate teenage lad who plays for an unsuccessful Sunday League football team, but thinks she should go straight into being royalty. Why is that they, them, looking for a word for non-binary king or queen? It's because for the hardcore non-binary lot, most of what they do is about narcissistic attention seeking. That's why they'll come up with new pronouns every other day and demand total strangers use them, and if not, they'll either cry or throw a hissy fit. But I don't think we need a new word for non-binary king or queen. How about cretin? Or moron? Or attention-seeking halfwit with too much fucking time on their hands? Any of them should do. So when it comes to the TQ cult, which group is more annoying? In defence of the trans crowd, at least they're identifying as something that actually exists, albeit they're identifying with the opposite of their biological sex. But then with some of those, you also get the men who want to go into female-only spaces and compete in women's sports, and that's utterly vile. Yet with hardcore non-binary types, they don't identify as anything, or at least anything that exists. They're both male and female and both and neither. So to be honest, I can't make up my mind. It's like trying to choose which leg I want broken. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as ever, thanks for watching. The most vile part of that clip is that gentleman fetish... But the most vile part of that clip for me is the way that the trans woman is fetishizing abortion. Now, because I'm fucking this up, well, and I. But for me, the most vile part of that clip is the way that the trans woman is fetishizing abortion. Because not only for these hardcore TQ cult types, I'm fucking this up royally today. So that's a woman who looks like a time travel... Don't laugh at your own jokes then. That's a woman who to me looks like either a time-travelling butch lesbian from the early 1990s or a teenage... Oh, fuck no. Sunday League, right. So that's a woman who to me either looks like a time-travelling butch lesbian from circa 1992, or a very effeminate teenage boy playing for an unsuccessful... fucked it up.